Hello, hello. Okay, I really want to touch on some issues here. Alrighty. Let me just start off by telling you this much. Being transgender and being intersexed, and I say the two of these because they're very closely related. For example, a transgender, first of all, there's a spectrum. Um, so being transgender, being that your mind and your soul is woman, but your body is male. Okay. um and that's what people have to understand about some transgenders. And it's been proven that a transgender to an intersex person is pretty much closely related, because transgenders, their brain, like people who just don't up and choose. Yes, there are men who choose to become women, but a real transgender, to me, like, it's been autopsies done that there is a difference between a male and female brain. There's a difference in them. And what a lot of people have found out, that on autopsies, that a transgender man, or transgender, whether it's male to female, female to male, their their brain is, so for example, if you have a man that was born a man or whatever, but it's like their brain is developed as a woman, and their soul is woman too. Like, I can't explain it, but there is a difference. So it's a proven fact, regardless of how many times people want to say, oh, it's an abomination, this and that, whatever, whatever. I just find that very cold hearted, for you just to up and say that about somebody when you don't even know their story, and you can't even comprehend what's going on, because you choose not to want to understand, but you choose to speak on something that you don't even know about. That's your problem. However, um check this out. There is a difference between a man's brain and a transgender's brain. So you have a man that has a man brain, and then you have a man that has a woman brain, and they evolve as a woman from a small child. And that's why people are having a hard time comprehending this. you know Compared to an intersex person, who an intersex person, they, for example, let's just pick one, because there's a spectrum on them too. you know I know of a woman who, I have a playlist called Being Intersex. What does it mean to be intersex? And there's a woman in there, and me personally, some people don't even realize that they're intersex. Like, I'm starting to think I'm intersex. I eventually plan on having some tests ran on me, because sometimes intersex people, I've discovered some things on my body, you know, that could be intersex. One of the thing is two different faces, as this transgender woman was talking about. You know, she was born a boy, but she grew up. Once she hit puberty, she started changing into a woman. She started changing into a woman. So therefore, she she didn't have to take, you know, hormone therapy or anything. However, her mom tried to get her on testosterone to reverse what, her body was doing. But here's the thing, people judge so much. People would judge her and call her a fag or gay or whatever you want to say, due to their lack of not even wanting to educate it in religious matters. I mean, how do you argue with that? You know what I mean? Like, that's just ignorance on someone's It's just sad. It really is. That this woman, has to deal with petty ass people because they can't comprehend it. And not only can they not comprehend it, but they don't want to. That's the real issue. So she was born a boy. As she hit puberty, her body started developing as a woman, pretty much. So there's a close relation into intersex. Now, why I bring this up is being transgender and being intersex, a lot of male and female people can really, truly, honestly learn from transgenders and intersex if they would stop judging them and hating them. We're really special when you look at the bigger picture. And let me explain why. Being that we live a daily life of both genders. Let me help you understand this. Being that I'm female in my soul and in my mind, regardless of what you see physically, that's why I decided to do my hormone therapy so that you can see my soul and my spirit. You know what I mean? Now, my soul and my spirit shines through who I am now, but dealing with society is just easier for me to, it's going to be um I don't want to say going to be, because I'm in the process now, but I'm an honest believer of, hey, if you have a problem with yourself, fix it, or else stop complaining, point blank, period. Or prepare to live a miserable life trying to please other people, or prepare to live a miserable life because you're listening to others, you're worried about what people think about you, and I'm not doing that. So here's the thing. Where we live as both genders, you know and because of this, we're able to identify and we're able to see what a woman and a man cannot see about each other, because we are both. Like, transgenders and hermaphrodites or intersex is both. We're both. So we can see the flaws in one. So let me just help you understand where I'm going with this. Women are like oranges, okay? They're hard on the outside, but they're soft on the inside. Due to lack of, whatever their reason is why they are the way they are, and sometimes life, a shell has been created around them, but they're very soft on the inside, no matter how tough they try to be, you know, okay? And a guy's the same way, only they're more like an apple. Very hard on the inside, but they bruise very easily. So you have a woman that's hard on the outside, soft on the inside, like an orange, and you have to peel away at these layers, you know what I mean, to get to that softness most of the time when you're dealing with a woman and understanding them. Then you have the man that's just hard on the inside and soft on the outside, that bruises so easily, you know. And that's why, which brings me to my next topic. You know, I want women to understand their worth. Start knowing who you are. Start knowing who you are. So basically, what I'm trying to say is, a woman is like an orange, soft on the inside, hard on the outside. A guy is like an apple, hard on the inside, soft on the outside, that bruises very easily. So you guys don't even realize it when you're fighting against each other. You guys are like really, really beating the hell out of each other's spirit and soul because, no matter how hard a guy tries to pretend that, women really need to learn how to control their mouths. And guys really need to know how to um, watch what they say and promise and do what they do to a woman because in an apple, they're hard on the inside, but there's still that little area of hollowness and shadowness where the seeds are. You get where I'm coming from now? You have that space as a man that is kind of shallow and void and empty to what a woman is feeling because you quickly, without truly loving a woman and understanding a woman, that shallow part where the seed is, just speaking, trying to help you understand, giving an example. You know, you you are very shallow to a woman's feelings. However, you still bruise very easily because you're soft on the outside. Because as a man, you have to have this hard image you feel. And it is in you to be tough and hard and masculine. But at the same time, you know, you just as much as you ignore that woman's sensitivity and you have all of these broken promises and it's so easy for you to be shallow to her needs and what she expects of you. Um, you tend to be shallow to her feelings, just like you have that hollow space inside of you as a man, pretty much, um, so that's why I thought it would be very wise to use those two type of fruits. Now, as a transgender and a hermaphrodite, we are an orange and an apple mixed together. We have those qualities in us. Like we truly get it. We understand,